This is our land, this is our time. No chains can hold a heart so wild. We rise, we fight, we take our stand for Scotland's future hand in hand. No more waiting, no more fear. The truth is loud, the choice is clear. A nation proud, a people free. Scotland's fate is up to we. From the mountains to the shore, we dream of something more. A land of promise, hope and fire. A future that will lift us higher. This is our land, this is our time. No chains can hold a heart so wild. We rise, we fight, we take our stand for Scotland's future hand in hand. For every voice that's yet to speak, for every heart that still feels weak, we march, we sing, we'll break the chain, we'll never bow, we'll rise again. This is our land, this is our time. No chains can hold a heart so wild. We rise, we fight, we take our stand for Scotland's future hand in hand.
Good evening, Scotland. Good evening, social media land. I hope you're well. It is Friday, the 18th of July, 2025. Welcome to Saorsa Live. Tonight we are streaming on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Can you believe that? We got it to work. And that was thanks to the efforts of everybody that helped me test it and make sure that the sound was fine and all that stuff. So a massive thank you to everybody that helped me this afternoon just to jump on and check that this sounds fine. If you are watching in Facebook land, welcome. We're going to be coming here as often as possible. That would be amazing. And we also have TikTok land as well, Insane, and of course YouTube land. I'm not expecting a massive audience across all these places because I've been kind of off sick for the past couple of weeks. I had the election, which I didn't win. You know, there's been some very interesting comments about that. Yes, my name is Murray Vicentin. Yes, I got 18% of the vote. Yes. What are you doing? Have you stood for election? Do I care what you say? No, I don't. Because you think that you can get to me by saying these things. You know who you are. Let's just be friends and disagree on certain things. You don't have to be so spookily crazy. Anyway, to let you know, I am on the mend, and I want to thank absolutely everybody that's taken the time to send me their best wishes, their concerns about my health and things. I'm still not out of the darkness yet. I still fatigue very badly. I'm still pushing as hard as I can to do the right things, but at the same time, the right things are to take it a bit easy. I do have a CT scan on Wednesday, which I hope will shed some light on exactly what's wrong with me. I do get bouts of really bad pain in my back. It's not a muscular thing. It's actually beyond and something inside. But do you know something? We will just plod on. We will make sure that I'm doing the right things. I have a great family and I have great friends that have made sure that I am doing the right things. So again, a massive thank you to everybody that has taken the time to inquire about my health. Anyway, let's talk about tonight's show. We're going to talk about two topics. The first is about this thing called game theory and how its applied strategies and games affect our movement, the independence movement. And I've got a video to illustrate that directly that I'm going to actually play for you and talk about as well. The second segment is all about John Swinney's strategy that we all have been reading about over the past 24 hours. Both segments I feel are quite relatable, and we can discuss that at the end. But first and foremost, we always have to play this little jingle. We start our lives with an important reminder that we are fighting one of the world's greatest propaganda machines, the British state and their right-wing oligarch-run media. To combat this, we ask that you always follow, like and share and comment positively across all social media platforms on any of your favourite Scottish independence creators and commentators. By doing this, you help to spread the word of our cause and manipulate social media algorithms to benefit our struggle. So please, for now, like and share this live stream, and if you haven't already, follow this account. Thank you. Okay, let's see who we've got across in TikTok land. I saw Indie Dave there, I saw Eddie Wolfie Henry, I saw Doug, I saw Stephen McDowell. Thank you, Stephen. Good luck with the scan. Yeah, thank you. It's just one of those things. And there's Doug jumped across to TikTok land as well. And Dave as well. You're jumping backwards and forwards. It's like digital tennis. I just don't know what to make of it. So for those people that don't know how I operate, usually have TikTok land on one screen. And on this little laptop here is YouTube land. There's TikTok land there, and now we also have Facebook land. So if you don't like YouTube, if you don't like TikTok, you've got YouTube now. You can come and see the Mo from Saorsa on here. Hi Ronnie the Frenchie. We'll might get a chance to look at that there. Answer your question a wee bit later on, because I've got to get through the topics of the show tonight. That was a wee question from Ronnie the Frenchie across in TikTok land. Right, so let's quickly get through the game theory thing, right? So what is game theory? It might sound abstract, mathematical, academic, or even irrelevant, but it isn't. Okay, it's about how people make decisions when outcomes depend on what others do. Strategy, trust, risk, cooperation. That's game theory. And whether we realise it or not, it shapes almost everything we try to do together. As people, as communities, as movements. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, all right? You've likely heard of what's called the prisoner's dilemma. Okay, two people arrested. If they both stay silent, they get lighter sentences. But if one betrays and the other stays loyal, the betrayer usually walks away free and the loyal one suffers. If they both betray, they both lose. So what happens? Out of fear, they often betray, even though silence would have helped them. Another one that you can think of here for a games sort of theory thing is one that they call tragedy of the commons. This is where you think about villagers sharing a field that they're grazing their animals on, and if everyone shows restraint, the land thrives. But if each person adds more animals to gain more for themselves, the land is ruined. Everyone loses because no one held back for the good of all. These aren't just stories. They explain why systems collapse, why even people with the best intentions make destructive choices. When trust breaks down, unity dies. But not every problem is about betrayal or greed. Some are about something far subtler. Belief. Not belief in a cause, not belief in a plan, but belief in each other. And that's where another more powerful model comes into play. And this is the one I want to talk about. It's called the stag hunt. Unlike the prisoner's dilemma, this model doesn't punish betrayal. It punishes hesitation, doubt, and disunity. That slow erosion of trust that turns a bold plan into a missed opportunity. Because what the stag hunt reveals is this: having the right goal isn't enough. You have to believe the people around you will stick with it long enough, loud enough, and together. And right now, across movements, campaigns, and public life, this is the game we are losing. To explain it, I've created a short visual parable. No names, no politics, well, maybe some names at the end. Just a forest, hunters, and a choice. Watch it, reflect, and ask yourself, what are you really hunting? The video is about 4 minutes long. It's actually on my YouTube channel. It's been up for about a week, but I want to play it to you just now. So here we go. In the quiet of the forest, before the sun climbs high, the trees breathe in silence. This is a land of cycles, hunger and harvest, risk and reward. A land where survival is not given, but earned together. When the time came, the strongest hunters of the village would gather. They did not gather for glory. They gathered because they knew if they hunted as one, they could bring down the great stag. Enough meat for all. Enough to see the village through a month. The stag was not easy prey. It was powerful, swift, alert, but it was worth everything. One stag could feed every mouth. One victory could carry a people through the hardest days. It would not come easy, but it could come if they stood together. They traced the hunt in the dirt. Each hunter knew his place. The path was dangerous, the outcome never certain, but the plan was clear, and they believed in each other. That belief was the sharpest weapon they carried. In the woods they went, each step placed in silence. The wind moved through the leaves like whispers of old hunts long past. They were not yet hunters, not yet. Only when the stag fell would the hunt be complete. And then they came, rabbits, fast and foolish, a flash of fur, a snap of instinct. One hunter broke rank, then another. The chase was easy, the reward immediate. And the great stag waited, unnoticed. First hunter grinned. He had meat in his hands. His family would eat tonight. But the others saw more than victory. They saw a choice. The stag still waited, but so did the comfort of a smaller win. A certain win. The line broke. The unity thinned. More turned from the path, chasing rabbits, chasing certainty. And with each footstep away, the silence grew heavier. The stag stood still, but the hunters no longer stood as one. Those who remained looked to each other, too few, too exposed. Their numbers had been their strength, their trust, their shield. Now the forest felt colder, the path ahead darker. Still they pressed on, but the balance had shifted. The stag heard them, felt the silence behind them. It knew. With a burst of power it vanished into the trees. No chase, no chance. The great prize gone. Not because they lacked strength, but because they no longer stood as one. The hunter who caught the rabbit fed his kin that night. The others returned with empty hands and hollow eyes. No anger was spoken. The village had not been fed, and something deeper had been lost. The next time the stag appeared, fewer men came to the fire. Some had lost faith. Others had grown used to smaller meals. And the forest, it remained waiting for a hunt that could only succeed if they ever stood together again. Right, there you go. That was the stag hunt. I just want to say a massive hello to my dad, who is in Facebook land. Hi, Dad. Did you get home safely? Are you back stateside? Just give me a wee answer. And it's really nice. Thank you for dropping by the live stream tonight, especially in Facebook Live. We don't usually do Facebook Lives. I'm also on TikTok and YouTube at the same time, Dad. So there you go. Promise I won't swear. I'll be a good boy tonight. All right? Which is great. Right, so if anybody is on Facebook, feel free to go and say hello to my dad. He's just there. Anyway, the story that you just watched of the hunters, the stag and the rabbits isn't folklore. It's game theory, a model with serious weight behind it. It's called the stag hunt, and it reveals something essential about human cooperation. The bigger the goal, the more it depends on belief. In this model, the stag represents a big shared reward, one that can only be brought down if everyone works together. The rabbits, smaller wins, quick and easy, and they only feed the one who catches them. If all the hunters focus on the stag, they succeed. If they all chase the rabbits, they survive, but they don't thrive. But even if a few break formation, everyone loses. I have a TikTok live visibility restriction just come up just now. Why? You're live. I'm taking a photograph of that and appeal. Some people, eh? And Dave, you won't see my dad on TikTok. You'll have to go to Facebook to go and say hi to Mo's dad, okay? They're saying hello to you, Dad. Anyway, this is what makes a stag hunt so brutally real. It's not betrayal that kills the mission, it's doubt, it's hesitation, it's giving up too early because you don't believe the others will stay the course. And it's devastating because it punishes the people who are willing to stay the course. They lose the prize, they lose trust, and next time they might not even show up for the hunt. Because a stag hunt only works if everyone commits, not just to the cause, but to each other. Scottish independence is the stag. It's the shared goal, the prize that needs every camp, every faction, every party, every activist to hold the line. You don't catch the stag with ego, do you? You don't catch the stag by yourself. You catch it with trust, timing, and unity. And we don't have those anymore. Not because people don't care, but because there's too many hunters hunting and chasing rabbits. Some chase electoral dominance. They think if their party wins, whether it's the SNP, Alba, the Greens, ISP, doesn't matter who, that somehow that becomes independence. So they protect their turf, attack allies, and fight harder for votes than they've ever done for their country. That's a rabbit. Some chase social media clout. They want influence, an audience, likes, a follow. They confuse visibility with leadership. That's another rabbit. Some chase purity. They demand perfection, total agreement. Anyone who strays gets smeared. They wield principle like a sword and cut down their own side. Another rabbit. Some chase grudges. They won't support the SNP, not after Sturgeon. They won't touch Alba, not with that name at the top. They sneer upon the Greens, Salvo, Liberation Scotland, not because they're wrong, but because they're different. and would rather burn the camp than share the fire. That too is a rabbit. And here's the worst part. Rabbit hunts trigger more rabbit hunts. You see someone chasing their win, their agenda, their grudge. You stop believing the stag will be caught. So you chase your own rabbit. Not out of greed, but out of survival. And suddenly, no one's hunting the stag anymore. They're all just justifying their own retreat from it. Even worse, they lie to themselves. They say things like, my rabbit is the stag. If my party wins, that's independence. If I go viral, that's outreach. If I take them down, vengeance upon them, we're stronger. No, your rabbit is not the stag. It never was. It never will be. And the more you chase it, the harder you make it for others to believe in the hunt. Now, yes, some rabbits are useful. A strong party, a campaign win, a sharp message. These things can fuel the cause, but only if they lead back to the stag hunt. Only if they feed that fire, not draw people away from it. A rabbit that gives you strength to return to formation, fine. But a rabbit that replaces the goal, that's a threat. And a hunter who hoards rabbits while the village starves, that's not a hunter at all. So here's the truth most of the movement refuses to face. Too many people would rather be right than be free. Too many would rather dominate a faction than deliver a nation. Too many would rather be kings of the rabbit warren than stand shoulder to shoulder for something greater. And that's why the stag keeps getting away. So ask yourself, are you hunting the stag? Or are you clinging to a rabbit, calling it strategy, while the real prize disappears into the mist? Because the next time the stag appears, how many of us will still be standing together? And how many will be too full of rabbit meat to even notice? I'm going to play a song now, once I've got the right wee screen up. There it is. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Hopefully, I will probably get another TikTok violation. I don't understand that. That's so weird.
The same, the banner is clear. The future that's ours, but it's fractured with fear. Petty games and pride, tearing apart the dream of a nation, the hope in our hearts. Get over yourselves, you're dragging us down. Squander like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Teams and tribes, it's a desperate show. The fire's still burning, but it flickers too slow. While Westminster grins, holding the chains. We bicker and barter, and nothing remains. Get over yourselves, you're dragging us down. Squabbling like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. The cause is too great, the time's slipping fast. We're stuck in the present, but the future's our past. If we don't unite, this chance will be gone. A fractured movement can never be strong. Get over yourselves, you're dragging us down. Squabbling like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Years from now, when the dust has all cleared and independence finally appears, you'll look back in shame at the time that we lost. The price of your pride wasn't worth the cost. Get over yourselves, it's time to unite. The dream's within reach if we stand up and fight. Get over yourselves, no more delay. Together we rise or together we stay. Get over yourselves, yourselves, you're dragging us down. Squandering like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves.
Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. That is basically a song that I wrote a while back, which is quite apt for the stag hunt. And we need to get over ourselves, because factionalization, the whole idea of not working together, is just never going to deliver independence. And we're going to come on to John Swinney's bit in a minute. I just want to say, Eddie, you're right, spot on. Moe says across in YouTube land, lock them in a room together and let them sort it out amongst themselves. They need to work together for the cause. The cause is king. The cause is everything. Okay, so here's the thing, right? People start arguing about factions, saying that the SNP is rubbish. Agree with them. Say, you're right. Absolutely, it's a rabbit. They won't know what you're talking about. Oh, I'm never going to vote Alba. Yeah, absolutely, don't vote Alba. It's a rabbit. I hate that Gordon McIntyre Kemp and his big ego for believing Scotland. Yeah, it's a total rabbit. All these things are rabbits, okay, because the stag is what we're after, right? Really, really important. Hi, Lana, across in TikTok land. I hope you're okay. And Scottish Steve as well. Good to see you. And Indy Dave and Lewis are all across there too. You guys are jumping. I can't keep up with you. And across in YouTube land, there is 2 people watching. One of them might well be my dad. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's move on to the second segment. This is a wee bit more sort of like gritty, because I kind of feel a bit about what John Swinney said. Right, so here we go. What if the greatest obstacle to Scottish independence right now is the party that says it wants to deliver it? That's not something I ever imagined writing or even saying. But after watching John Swinney unveil his latest 3-point plan for independence, I can't shake the feeling that we're standing still. Worse, that we're being told we're moving forward when we're not. I've been loyal to the SNP. I still am, in many ways. Not blindly loyal, but committed. Committed to the cause of Scottish independence and to the party that for years represented that cause better than anyone else. Earlier this year, I stood as an SNP candidate for my local council by-election. I campaigned hard, I knocked on doors, engaged with voters, and represented the party on the ground. I did it because I believed in what we were trying to do. And I believe the SNP is the still best political vehicle, to push that forward. Like many others, I put in the hours not just for party colours, but for the people of Scotland, and for a cause that demands everything that we've got. But I was really looking to be inspired. I wasn't looking for caution wrapped in vanilla optimism. I wasn't waiting for another recycled speech or another focus-tested press release. I was hoping for strategy, urgency, something that felt like a plan worthy of this moment in time. Because this is not just another political cycle. It's not just another election. We are fast approaching what could be our last chance before Nigel Farage becomes Prime Minister. Can you imagine that? Can you? So what did we get? We got John Swinney's 3-point plan. Okay, that was to build support for independence by appealing to both yes and no voters. Well, we heard that before. I think we have. Apply democratic pressure on Westminster to allow a referendum. We heard that before. We have, haven't we? To win big in Holyrood 2026 and claim a mandate for independence. We have one now. Right now. But it all sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, it should, because we've heard all of this before. In 2016, after Brexit, we were told we would have a new mandate because of Brexit. In 2019, we were told another big win would give us the power to demand for IndyRef 2. In 2021, again, we heard that a mandate had been secured. Every time Westminster said no, every time the plan stopped there. This isn't strategy. It's like superstition. It's the hope that if we just win again, just one more time, this time something will change. But hope is not a plan. And repeating the same formula and expecting different results, that's not leadership, that is inertia. And I'm not the only one saying it. The National spoke to the following people that I'm going to say and give you some of their comments, okay? And they're kind of being quite critical of this 3-point plan. Robin McAlpine called the plan fantasy. He said what many of us are thinking, that this isn't new. It's the same election campaign. The same election campaign as last time, dressed up and rebranded as strategy. Gordon McIntyre Kemp, one of the most level-headed voices in the movement, pointed out the fatal flaw. Even if the SNP wins a mandate, Westminster will ignore it. Again, without a plan for what happens when we're told no. We're just setting ourselves up for failure all over again. Leslie Riddick didn't hold back. She said that unless independence is line 1, page 1 of SNP's 2026 manifesto, then Swinney's entire plan means nothing. And she's right. How can we expect the public to believe in our purpose if we won't even lead with it? Ruth Wishart made the same quiet rage of the movement clear. Patience is not unlimited, and Jonathan Shafi described the strategies quite rightly as word soup. These are not hostile voices, they are voices within the movement, people that we recognise, people that are deeply committed, long-standing advocates of independence, and every one of them is saying the same thing. This isn't good enough. And neither is silence, because I didn't join the movement just to manage the union. I didn't join the movement to be happy with devolution. I didn't stand for election to become part of a holding pattern. I stood because I believe in Scotland as a nation with the right to govern itself. And this moment demands courage, not caution. Right now, Scotland has a pro-Scottish government. The SNP has governed better than any other party Scotland has been offered by Westminster. That is not in question. That deserves credit. It deserves respect. But governance alone is no longer enough. The movement isn't just asking for competence. We're demanding action, inspiration and direction. We need leadership that galvanises, not just slogans that recycle the past. We need a strategy that grows the movement, not just protects the party. We need a message that reaches the hearts of Scots across the country, including those that have been disillusioned, those who are undecided, and those who once voted no. We don't have time to waste. Labour is not our salvation, and Nigel Farage is not a punchline anymore. He's a threat to everything we believe in. If we fail to act decisively right now, Scotland could lose far more than another election. We could lose our moment. So here it is. We need a plan that includes escalation. We need international recognition, and that needs to be working right now. Grassroots mobilisation and a readiness to bypass Westminster if necessary, and a commitment to unity across pro-independence parties. We need to stop pretending that the electoral mandates alone will deliver independence and start building the foundations of a liberation movement that will not be ignored. It is already there. You guys are all part of it. You guys speak this. You breathe this every day. And yes, John Swinney, if this ever gets to you, all right, remember, I was the one that taught you how to use the checkouts in Asda last year during the campaign. It was my mum that asked you for one more thing at the checkouts, and that was independence. Where is it? What are you doing for this? Do I need to get my mum to phone you? That would be hilarious. Dear John, what's going on, pal? I asked you for independence, and what you've given us is a 3-point strategy that means absolutely nothing. Independence must be line 1, page 1 of the 2026 manifesto. You need to be willing to work with the wider movement and other parties. Ask yourself, John, is it liberation or is it party? Or is it party more important than liberation? Because right now I'm kind of feeling that it's party that's more important than liberation. And yes, as I said earlier, we need good governance. You're brilliant at that. The SNP have governed better for Scotland than any other party. We're not questioning that. We're questioning whether or not the SNP is the right vehicle to take us now. Okay? I don't think that alone the SNP is. I think the cause will give us independence. Nicola Sturgeon said it. Alex Salmon said this. Independence will come when the people of Scotland want it. And the people of Scotland want it now. The polls show this clearly. Over 55% of people believe in independence, want independence. If you take out the demographics of people that are a little bit older, people that are a little bit unsure, and just look at the young people, you're talking between 60 and 70%. They are our future. My sons, my daughter, they are the future. Why are we not fighting more for them, John? Why not? Why are we not fighting more for them? You want a Scotland that is reborn, then start acting like a nation on the brink of rebirth, because right now it doesn't feel like that we're anywhere near the starting line. What is the starting line? You know what? It feels like we're in a loop. We're going round and round and round with the same things. You need to dazzle and inspire the movement, and we need to dazzle and inspire the nation as a movement. But you ask us to march to the same drumbeat with no new direction. So don't be surprised when the people stop marching. The movement is alive, but it's not yours to contain. It never was. No, it never was. Here's another song.
We walk down roads with nothing to say. Flags packed away for another day. Posters up but not the one that mattered. Hollow words where hope once gathered. But we remember what the fire felt like when voices rose and the stars aligned. You didn't lose the people, you just left them in the dark. No dream to chase, no guiding spark. It wasn't silence from the streets, it was silence from the stage. The ones who should have led forgot to turn the page.
They came with leaflets, stats and schemes, but no one dared to speak the dream. You can't inspire with half a heart. You can't win if you don't
waited for the call that never came. We carried the torch, you just dropped the flame. But we're still here, boots on the ground, still building the country you couldn't pronounce. The banners wave, but not from you. The ones you left behind still follow through. We're not the ones who turned away. You were just too scared to say, and we remember what the fire felt like. We're not done, we're reigniting tonight. You didn't lose the people, you just left them in the dark. No dream to chase, no guiding spark. It wasn't silence from the streets, it was silence from the stage. The ones who should have led forgot to turn the page. You didn't lose the people, you just left them in the dark. We still believe, but now we lead. The movement walks with or without your mark.
Yeah, I like that song too. It's another one written by me. All the Saorsa stuff can be found on our website. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there you go, saursascott.com, and there is a little link at the top of there, and it's got the music player. I need to add about another 6 songs that I've written and put them in as well. Also, if you're interested in finding out more about us, these are all of our socials. Okay, come and find us, come and say hi, come and do that. I want to just have a quick jump across to say hello to a couple of people in Facebook land. Helen Turner, amazing, thank you for your comments. I totally 100% agree with you. We have had more mandates than hot dinners, without a doubt, and we also need to work together and demand movement. We need to, there's too many people that live in echo chambers that think that their voice is the loudest and that what they're saying is right all the time, and that ends up influencing people. The goal's quite straightforward, it's quite easy to understand. We want to make our own decisions as a nation. We want to retain our own wealth and use it to benefit our own people. We don't want to be a vassal of another country at all. You also said, Helen, you're feeling encouraged by the bypassing of the Westminster and joining with the European nations in the fight. You're 75 and have always been yes, and that will never change. My mum is 77, and she is a great believer in yes as well. Very much so, indeed. And here we go. Caroline Campbell in Facebook land as well. I hate to say this, Mo, but these are my exact thoughts. I don't want to feel like this, but I now need to be honest with myself. I feel deflated and sad. The song says it all. You love this song. Thank you very much. Maybe send this song to John. That's a great idea. I will make him an EP and I will send it on a disc to him, or I'll stick it somewhere where we can have a little, what's it called? Like a playlist, and say, John, this playlist is for you. In fact, okay, because that was quite a sad song, I will play one last song before we go tonight, okay? And if Caroline and Helen, if you're still there, if you've not heard this one, this is across in TikTok land. We have Lisa. This is her favourite song. I try to play it once a week. We'll play this now. I wasn't going to play it, but we'll play it now because it's a good one.
Draw the lines, they call the shots. Take what's ours and leave us not. But we see through their tired game. Scotland's rising won't be tamed. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence. No more waiting, no more chains. We'll stand together, break the reins. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. Scotland speaks, our wealth is strong, our hearts are true. We know exactly what to do. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence. No more waiting, no more chains. We'll stand together, break the race. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. No more lies, no more lies, no more fear, no more fear. Our time is now, our day is here. The future's ours. Let's take the call. We rise as one. We rise for all. We build the wind, we sail the seas, we feed the world, we plant the trees. Scotland's future, bold and bright. Time to stand and claim our right. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. They say we're small, they say we're weak, but listen close when Scotland speaks. Our wealth is strong, our hearts are true. We know exactly what to do. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence. No more waiting, no more chains. We'll stand together, break the race. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. Independence for independence.
There we go. We're going to finish with that song tonight. I'm going to quickly run around some other comments there just now. Caroline Campbell, thank you. This is a song that I write all the words, and I'm going to tell you right now, I write the idea of the music. However, the music is AI. Okay, I don't have time to sit and write a whole bunch of songs, so I use every single digital tool I possibly can in my arsenal to do things. But the words are all written by me. That is my poetry. That's my gift. I can do those things. If your next march is in September, does anybody know the dates in September? It's a Saturday. Is it the first Saturday in September? And it's in Edinburgh, Caroline. There's a whole bunch of us from Saorsa that are going. You're most welcome to come and say hi. We usually hang around where the pro-Palestinian lot are because we love them so much. So yeah, come, please, anybody that's going to the march in Edinburgh, can you please make sure that you come and say hello? That would be good. I'm going to quickly go through some of the comments across in YouTube land because there was a great one about rain dance. Where is it? It was Wolf Pet. I keep doing the rain dance and one day the drought might end. It's true. Let's not do the same dance again. Let's try something different. Let's try working together. Let's try voting for a pro-Scottish government and a pro-Scottish opposition. Listen, I love the SNP as a government. I like their policies, okay? But if you had to make me choose between SNP policies and independence, I'm going to choose independence every single time. So with that kind of logic, when it comes to political entities, I couldn't give two hoots about anybody's policies. If Alba want to argue a different policy than the SNP, that's political nonsense. That is toing and froing inside Holyrood. Okay, they're allowed to do that there. That is not the theatre of independence. Look out your window. That is the theatre of independence. That is the people, the untold people, your neighbours, your friends, the people walking along your road just now. Those are the people that you're fighting for. Those are the people that you need to engage with. That doesn't mean go out and speak to a stranger when it's dark outside. I don't want to ask anybody to do that, okay? Just don't know who they could be. But the point being is, those are the people. It's not Holyrood. It's not Westminster. It's the air that we breathe out there, the people that we engage with, the people that are ahead of you in the queue in Asda, the people that are standing beside you at the traffic lights when you're waiting to cross, people sitting beside you on the bus. It's all there. It's all there. That's what it's for. That's why we're doing it. I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for my mum. I'm doing it for my lady wife. And my cats, who just did a poop in their litter tray and it's really smelly. I'm sitting here, my eyes are watering. It's no good. Right, there was another one as well across here. SNP memberships start to question the leadership on coming together with other indie parties for independence. I think that we have to realise, that's a great point, Stephen, all right? It really is. We're in control of who we vote for, all right? So I would always encourage people to vote SNP1 at the constituencies. I think we should campaign very hard for the SNP in the constituencies. I think that we should try and win the marginal seats in the constituencies and go for a majority in the constituencies. It is possible to do that, and probably now more than ever before, because we've got two parties that will split the unionist vote. We need to do that. We need to grab the disillusioned and say, look, this is an opportunity. That's what the content from Saorsa is going to be about, pretty much for the next 6 months. We also then need to consider, who do we want to be in opposition? I don't care. Greens, Alba, ISP, makes no difference. Get the indie bums on the seats. Go and vote for them. Go and vote for them. Look closer to the time at which independence party or party, don't call them independence parties, call them pro-Scottish parties. Okay? Look at it from that point of view as who has got the best chance in your regional voting area for your list vote to get a pro-Scottish bum on the seat. That's it. The goal, the line that we want to cross with as many pro-Scottish people as we can is 86. That's a super majority. And we'll talk about why that is more. If you know my content and know my videos, you will know why that is. Okay, you can go back and you can go and have a look at them. However, it's important to understand that. Okay, and I will revisit this hundreds of times before next May. I will do it in different ways because people learn in different ways. And now that we're also on Facebook as well, I expect a lot of backlash from people that are just watching it, but not from Caroline or Helen, because you're very lovely. Thank you very much. September the 6th. Thank you, Caroline. 6th of September, and Indie Dave as well. I missed both of those. I was too busy having a rant. Yeah. 6th of September starts at the top of the high street near the castle, that road that goes down. Okay, we will be there and we will be at the bottom, and then we're going for beers afterwards. All right. I really hope that as many people can come to this. Please encourage as many people to come to this. It's the shortest march of the year. It's just down the high street and it's spectacular. See if we filled the entire high street with it. You can fill it with about 30,000 people. I believe in Scotland did it with their very first march. They filled the high street from top to bottom. You know, I know that I was a steward for that. It was amazing. Okay, I mean, it really was amazing. We need more of that. Okay, we need more of that, and we need more positive motivational speakers at every rally talking about unity, talking about how to vote, talking about how, you know, Scotland would be better with, you know, liberation. We need to be pulling the rabbits together and sustaining ourselves so we can go after the stag. Oh my goodness, I hope that makes sense to people that didn't miss the bit earlier on. Okay, any more comments just to finish up on? Niet. Yes, the 6th of September is when the march is, Neil. Yeah, no, the SNP can't campaign to vote for another party on the list, but they can withdraw their candidates if they so wish to. You know, that would be one thing. And as an SNP member, I don't need to campaign for them in the list. I won't campaign for both votes SNP. It won't happen. Never will. Never have. You know, it's just not right. I would love, you know, to have sort of like an April surprise where basically the SNP withdraw their list seats. Just withdraw them all. They don't need to say, hey, go and vote for the Greens, go and vote for Alba. They just have to say, do you know something? we've withdrawn all our list seats. Big wink, big wink, big wink. Okay. The more pro-Scottish bums on the seats, the better. Yes, absolutely. The more pro-Scottish bums on the seats, the better. Right, listen, I'm going to wrap this up just now because I need to go and reset the live and then start it up again, because I'm going to go and change the software. I'm going to go to TikTok Live Studio so I can invite some people in to just come and have a chat about this, have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a social, and hopefully I'll be able to get it to broadcast on YouTube and Facebook as well. All right. So listen, thank you very, very much, everybody who has interacted tonight. It's been good. I'm exhausted. For people that don't know, I'm not very well just now. And thank you again to everybody that sent me such kind messages over the past 3 weeks since I've not really been broadcasting or anything. Usually there's 4 videos and a live. I just don't have the strength to do that right now. So I'm going to try 1 video and a live. All right. Yeah. Right. I hope, let's say it's like by the time that this goes off, it'll be 11 o'clock. Say about 11:15, we'll be live again. All right. Cool. Thank you for watching. Have fun.
We walk through the echoes of battles long past, footsteps still ringing, the die has been cast. The voices of giants still call out our name, their words in the silence still whisper the same.